Good morning guys, and today I am in Toronto. So we just got here and our first stop isn't actually in the city. We are going to go over to Toronto Island. So Toronto Island isn't just one island, it's a group of 15 small islands that are interconnected together. And when you get the ferry across, you've got a choice of 3 stops. So you've got Hanlan's Island, Centre Island and Ward's Island. Today we're going over to Centre Island. This was the public ferry and it was $8.31 for a return ticket, which was quite reasonable, I thought. And there are other choices. You can go with private companies and get a water taxi. I think these prices start from about $10 to $15. That could be quite worth it on very busy, hot days because the queues for the public ferry can get quite long. First thing on my list when arriving to the island was finding something to eat. They do have a few places. They've got a few cafes there. We just went to the first one that we saw. It was the Bar and Grill, I think. It's the first one that you see as soon as you get off the ferry. You just turn right and it's there. It's got standard like burgers, poutine, salads. It's got an outdoor bar there as well, which is really nice. And you've got views of the skyline, which is incredible. We've chosen to go over to Centre Island today because that's where most of the attractions are. They've got a small theme park there called Centreville, which is really cute if you've got little ones or if you're just like me and you're a massive kid. It's really fun. They've got a carousel there from like 1920s or something. It is really cool. They've also got a log flume, a chairlift, they've got a big wheel, they've got car rides for children of all different ages. They've also got a train there that goes around the whole park, which looks really cool, but it was closed this time that I went. I think the island had seen a little bit of flooding. You don't have to purchase tickets to get into the actual theme park. It's like a pay-as-you-go with the rides. You just purchase tokens for the rides that you want to go on. You can just do what we did and just go and have a wander around, soak up the atmosphere. If you're going to the island, it's definitely worth a visit. If you head over to the other side of the island, this is where you'll find the man-made beach. You'll also find some children's play parks over there. There's lots of open space, so if you wanted to bring a picnic, this is the perfect place to go. They do also have places to eat over there, and this is also where you will hire your bikes from. You can hire single bikes, you can also hire tandem bikes, and you can hire them 4-person bikes. I think it's a quadricycle. We hired one of them and it was really funny. They are so much harder than just a normal bike. It was a good laugh though. The main thing that I like over here though is the views. The views of Toronto skyline are absolutely amazing. I have not seen it at night though. That is something that I would like to do. But during the day it's just incredible. It's well worth the $8 on the ferry just to come over even for half an hour and have a look at the views. Right, so now we are at the Distillery District. So this is an old part of town that used to be an old distillery and now they've just changed it into like a quirky little, there's like boutique shops and there's actually a little microbrewery here that I'll show you later. The Distillery District is a pedestrian only part of town. It's set in quaint 19th century buildings, which was once a large whiskey distillery. They've got really quirky bars and restaurants here. They also have an array of boutique shops, and if you're like me and love shopping, you will love wandering around these shops. You can find some really unique things. One of my favourites there is the chocolatier, where they actually make the chocolate on site, and there's a vast selection of all different chocolates that you can buy. They make it as it used to be back in the day as well. That's a really cool experience. The chocolate maker is called Soma, and it's just opposite the Mill Street Brewery. Another one of my favourite things to do while at the district is going to visit the Mill Street Brewery. This is actually a working microbrewery in the district, and it was East Toronto's first commercial microbrewery to open in more than 100 years, and the on-site brewery still produces a number of small batches seasonally. It's a really lovely place in the summer, definitely, to sit outside and have a beer, but if you do go, make sure you go in and actually have a look at the brewery because it is definitely something to see. They also do daily tours there. So on their website it says the daily tours are Monday to Friday at 4 and Saturday and Sunday at 1, 3 and 5 p.m. They also do private parties and group parties there for the tour. So if you are interested in that, I'll pop a link to their website down below for you. Next to the Mill Street Brewery, they've also just opened their Toronto Beer Hall, which is also owned by the Mill Street Brewery, and they've called it a nano brewery. So they create a very unique small batch of brews in there. It's a really quirky indoor setting in there. Also, you can just go in and purchase the beers to take away. You don't have to sit in there and drink. If you know someone that's a massive beer fan like I am, this will be a perfect gift to bring home to someone. They're really helpful in the beer hall as well. If you don't really know what you're looking for, they'll let you try the beers before you buy them. Even if you're not a fan of beer, they do sell other drinks there, so it is worth just going in and having a look. Another thing the Distillery District is known for is their pop-up art exhibitions. They actually had one while we were there. I can't remember what it was called, but it was like these giant inflatable men, and they were supposed to be like aliens coming down and invading the Distillery District. They also have a few permanent galleries there, so if you are interested in art, this is definitely a place to go. They've got the Art Gallery, which is an array of contemporary art exhibitions. They've got the Corking Gallery, which is like a collection of vintage photographs. And they've also got the Thompson Landry Gallery, which is a gallery specialising in only Quebec artists, which is really cool. So our last stop on our first day in Toronto was the CN Tower. So the tower is a 553 metre high observation tower, and it takes you up in a lift that goes up, I think, about like 14 miles per hour. That is the worst part. I'm not scared of heights anymore, but I used to be, and I was not a fan of that. But once you're up there, the views are spectacular. When you're up there, the main viewing platform is 346 metres tall, and it is a 365-degree viewing platform, so you get full views of the Toronto city. It's definitely worth it if it is your first visit to Toronto. You do also have the choice of going up to the Sky Pod. I think that's an extra like $15, but that is from 447 metres. I've never done that because from reviews that I've heard from people, they've said that it doesn't actually look that different. I think when you're that high, it all looks pretty much the same. So I've just stuck with the main lookout tower, which in itself is just amazing. You can also go downstairs from the main lookout tower, and they've got like the outdoor viewing platform. It's all like covered in mesh, so you can't really take photos, but it is really nice to go out there and have a look. They've also got the glass floor, which it pretty much stands directly over the top of the aquarium, which is really cool. So if you're brave enough to stand on that, go ahead. I've done the tower during the day and during the night now. Personally, my favourite is during the day, just purely because it's easier to get better pictures during the day. At night, there was a lot of like backlighting behind you and trying to get pictures. It just wasn't working. You're often having to put your face like up against the glass so you can actually see the view out because of the backlight behind you. If you're just standing there looking at it, you couldn't see. So it was a nice experience, and seeing the city at night is amazing. But personally for me, I think the experience during the day was a lot better.
We're at Wet n Wild. Morning! So we are here at Wet n Wild. You can see it behind me.
Don't get your passport to family here.
Yay!
Oh my god, look at those over there.
Woo! Let's ride, here we come! It's not that warm today, so this is going to be an interesting one. Right, I think this is what we're going on, I think. I don't actually know what it's called. We literally just grabbed a rubber ring and we're going for it. Yeah. Sorry about my really spiky legs. Oh my god! That one was just hurricane and typhoon. I think
48 inches.
I think it was a hurricane. Right, we're going in Mishuka Suka. It's their lazy river, and we're kind of hoping the water's a little bit warmer. No? Yeah? Yes. Oh yeah, this is better. I think we might be spending all day in here.
We might spend a lot of time.
Oh, this is so nice. little kiddie slide. That's pretty cool. And play area. These look good. Oh look, it's called Oh Canada. That's amazing. Oh my god! Oh my god!
Cross your feet over. Bring it back down a little. Yep, perfect. Lean back.
Okay. Pull the lemon crunch!
Ready?
Yeah.
Lean your head back. Have fun.
3, 2, 1, launch! Barefoot in Bay.
Another great song for you
Right.
on Wild One Radio. Swing past
How
the
do we
beach
get
shop
around
for
there?
all your wet and wild
Oh look, that's it. That's like a little kiddie area
lots of
over
gifts for the
there.
family. While you're there, indulge in a Canadian.
Should we get lunch before we go? Yeah. Kind of want a beaver tail.
What's a beaver tail?
It's like a flat donut with like icing in the middle of it. Really, really good.
Hey, this looks good.
This looks amazing.
Wow. Do you reckon you go up that high?
Probably not right the way up. It'll be like a health and safety thing, won't it? Right, crazy panic and Caribbean chaos. What one do we go on?
That one.
Yeah, we're gonna do Caribbean chaos. So this is the Caribbean crush. Can you drop down from up there? See if we can see one. That looks cool. Right, now we are going on Tropical Twister. Oh, and Polar Pipeline. Okay, so we've got our rubber rings and we're ready for this. Right, going on this, which is it the Cannonball Falls? Yeah, I think it's the Cannonball Falls one. That cannon one was freezing though. Oh, the waves are on. And this is the Big Surf Wave Pool. Oh, it's really cold. Crazy Connect, here we come.
Oh, this isn't as good as that one. I take it back, it's good.
Well, I hope you enjoyed our first 2 days in Toronto. Tomorrow we're going to go on a tour around the Niagara region, including Niagara Falls. So watch out for that video, and thank you so much for watching today.